Good morning, everyone. I hope you are all safe after the catastrophe that hit us on August 4. I'm sure we are all struggling to get back to normal, but eventually we need to think about our students, about our community, and we as educators need to get back to work to make sure that we are preparing our kids for the future, for what is coming. So first, I'd like to start by saying welcome to everyone, our returning and our new parents, our returning and our new students. We're very excited to have you all with us. We also would like to express our deepest condolences to the family of Mr. Mukhayber, whom we lost in the August 4 catastrophe. And we just want to say, may his soul rest in peace, and may God give his family the strength to continue with his legacy. So today, myself, Ms. Maha Frangieh, our Mathaf principal, our DP coordinator, Ms. Kathleen, our PYP coordinator, Ms. Ola, the early year head, Ms. Lean, Ms. Rita, our acting MYP coordinator, and our new learning and teaching director, along with Ms. Rawan Adawi and Ms. Yasar Trad. Everyone is here today to make sure that this is a successful session. This is a session that is being recorded, so you are going to receive this recording later with some information about the different models that we are adopting this year. Please, if you have any questions, there is a form that you can fill where you can put all of these questions for us to check, and you can join one of our Q&A sessions that is scheduled for Monday. There is one at 11 and one at 5. So just make sure that you follow with us now, you listen, and maybe you can take notes and keep your questions for later. I would like to start by discussing a bit the rationale behind our decision to go virtual. We have definitely been working throughout the summer, trying to figure out how to handle all of this uncertainty, the different issues that we are facing, whether we go virtual, whether we go for a blended model, whether we can bring the students all on campus. And we definitely, all of us, students, teachers, staff, administration, we all want to go back to our real school. There is nothing that would replace this. However, what we have first in mind is the safety of everyone. So this was our first consideration. Then there is the issue of well-being and the issue of education. So based on all of this, and because we cannot wait for the ministry to make a decision, and because at this point of time, the public schools are not going to start running, we decided that the best option for us and the option that would make sure that we are all safe and we still keep the learning going is to go virtual. So this is the model that we will be adopting throughout September, and we are going to share with you information about this model and about the other models that we have in mind through some digital booklets that will be shared after the session. However, during this session today, myself, Ms. Maha, and our coordinators will be sharing information about the virtual model, and we'll show you, we'll take you on a walk through the digital booklets to help you figure this out when you get the information. So I would like now to pass the floor to Ms. Maha, our Mathaf principal, for her to share the different patterns. Thank you, Maha. Maha, you're muted.
Unmute yourself, Maha.
Can you hear me? Can someone confirm that you can see my screen?
Not yet. 1 second.
Okay. Hello, everyone. I just want to second everything Mirna said about the rationale, about all the thinking and the thought that happened throughout summer. And we were really changing as events were unfolding. We just want to welcome new families. I know we have new families with us today, and we know that it's going to be even harder on you to adjust, but please know that at Wellspring, you're not alone. We are in this together. We are here to support you. Feel free to reach out to us at any point. So what I'm going to be sharing right now, Rawan, please could you confirm that the booklets are on the screen?
Yes, yes. Your screen is shown. You can put it on full screen, the book creator, if you can.
Yeah. So before I go to the full screen, I just want to explain a little bit. So what I'm going to be showing booklets that will explain the teaching and the learning models for each, not grade level, but for each somehow division. So in this booklet, what you're going to be finding, you will be receiving this booklet along with our letters right after the meeting. You will see, you will have information about the models, about arrivals and dismissal in the different models, breaks and meals, bus, and of course, health and safety, which is our priority during this year, along with the well-being of every community member. The booklets, if you see this one that I'm going to start with, is the booklet for nursery and KG1. However, the whole sections are the same. So we have one for nursery KG1, one for KG2 to grade 2, and another for grade 3 to grade 5. That's for the PYP. For the DP, we will have one for MYP, and then DP Ms. Kathleen Saleh will communicate her plans to you. If you can see, just to go over the different sections before I start, here it tells you what grade levels are addressed in the booklet. And here there is a voiceover. So if you press on the icon, you can hear our voices. We recorded the information so we can support you in understanding the infographics. If you click on the PYP ones, if you click on the questions, anytime you see questions, it will take you to a form where you can post your questions for us, and I will show you just an example right now. So I clicked on the question, and this is where it took me. So I will choose the grade level I'm asking the question for. Once I choose, this window will open. Please type, not the window, but the second section. Please type your question here in this field, and then you can submit. You can submit as many questions as you would like. And even if you have many questions for just the same grade level, just feel free to put them here. So going back to the booklet, we will start by the 3 models. As Mirna mentioned, we have 3 models. We're not going to go into the details. I know many of you right now are looking at those and saying, oh my God, what's that? It's okay. We are here to support each other and go through this process together. We wanted to provide as much information as possible without overwhelming you, but it could be overwhelming, so that's totally fine. Okay, feel free to ask us any questions at any point during our Q&A or later on when you think of the questions. The first model is face-to-face, and this one we will not be following it now, so we will not go into the details. Then you will go into the blended, and again, if you can see all the voiceovers that will explain to you the different model. Then you have the virtual, and the virtual one is going to be different depending on the grade level. So the virtuals that you see here is for the nursery and KG1. I will go back to this, but I just want to show you the different section of the booklet before I go in the details of the virtual page. So after the models, you will see information about the breaks and meals when we are using the blended. And by blended, we mean when students come to school on some days and others they stay at home. And this is discussed in the virtual and the booklet in this section. But for now, we are not following the blended model. We are following the virtual model for the month of September. Then you have the arrival and dismissal, and also those are for blended. And why it's only for blended? Because for face-to-face, it will be the same as we usually did. It will be communicated to new parents as it usually did, so nothing has changed. Then you go to bus services, also for the blended, because it is different. And the health of safety measures that we are putting in place to ensure the health and safety of all our community members, teachers, staff, students, and parents. And that would be it as a booklet. So you will have this booklet for each grade. To go back to the virtual part, if I'm going too fast, please, Rawan or Mirna or anyone who's listening, let me know. To go back to the virtual model. So school will start in a virtual model. We have 5 days where students will be, and you can see here, synchronous. So you're going to encounter different new terms. When we say remote, that means they are at home and not at school. So it is for either virtual or blended, but remote, they're not at school. Synchronous means there is a teacher who is with the students. So there are live sessions. So for nursery and KG1, you have 5 days of synchronous remote sessions. So 5 days where students in nursery and KG1 will be having live sessions with their teachers. Please keep in mind that their sessions are not just to sit and for the students to listen. We know the age. We are very aware of the developmental stages. We are trying to plan accordingly, a lot of fun, a lot of movement, a lot of, even if we are live, not to have a lot of screen time. So please trust that we're taking all this into consideration. Then you have the days, and for Mathaf, we will not be calling the days Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So on your schedule, you will see day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5. The rationale behind this is because we wanted, in case we have any closure, to not have always the same day as off and the students are missing on certain subjects. So, or are missing on a certain model of learning. So to ensure a balance on our levels, if we stop on a day 1, whatever the day we come back, it will be a day 2, whether virtual or face-to-face. Then, you know, this is going to be a lot of information, but don't worry. First, you will have the timetables that will really show this in practicality, actually, how does it look. But also, we in Mathaf, in PYP, we have developed a website that will be shared with you, where you can just look, click on it and see, okay, today is virtual, the model is virtual, this is the week, and it's day 1 or day 3 or day 4. So as parent, we know you don't have time for this. You don't have to keep up on the day. We will do it for you. You just have to look at a certain place to see what it is. What is it today? As I said, for nursery and KG1, it's 5 days of synchronous remote learning. 4 days, so on day 1, day 2, day 4, and day 5, we will split the students, all students in nursery and KG1 to 2 groups, Group A and Group B, because we don't want our groups to be large and not to be able to reach to every child's needs. So your child will either be assigned to Group A and Group B. We are very limited in accommodating your preferences in terms of what group you would like your child to be, because we need to take into consideration the needs. We need to ensure that the groups are well balanced as when we are making the class list. So we really appreciate your understanding on this part. So if my child is in Group A, my child will have asynchronous sessions. That means a teacher will be with them online from 9 a.m. to 11:30, 4 times a week. But on day 3, because day 3 is a little shorter. If my child is on Group B, so it will be from 12 to 2:30 p.m. So depending on where your child will not be in both groups, it will be either Group A or Group B, and it will be consistent for the whole year. So you don't have to worry about making different arrangement. Day 3 is similar to the other days, but it's like our Wednesday for the returning parent. So it's usually a shorter day. So the session in the morning, you see, it's 9 to 10:30, and then in the afternoon, 11 to 12:30. And why we make one day shorter is to accommodate our teachers' professional development need, because we strongly believe that this is very important to continue a high quality of learning and teaching. So basically, this will be the virtual for nursery and KG1 that you will receive. You don't have to memorize. You can hear the voiceovers that will explain, and you can ask any questions at any point. And if I go back to, if I'm just going to do the other two booklets, but quickly, just in the virtual part of them. So the KG2 and grade 1 and 2, if you can see, it's the same booklet. The difference will be in the models. And again, I will go just to the virtual. For the virtual model, KG2, grade 1 and grade 2 is the same, exact the same as nursery and KG1. So there are no new information here. Grade 3 to 5 differs in the virtual, because in grades 3 to 5, students will have 4 days of synchronous, so where they have sessions with their teachers, and 1 day, and this will be the day 3, or the old Wednesday, as we call it, asynchronous. And why we're giving this asynchronous? We're giving this asynchronous because we want our students to develop their self-management skills, which means we want them to have the time where they can organize their time, organize their tasks, check on their due date. And during that day, we will also be providing small group interventions if needed. So if a child needs an intervention in a one-on-one, a small group to catch them up, this is the day where we will do all this. So for the grade 3 and 5, you can see it's different in the schedule as well. The sessions are from 9 to 1. So a child in grade 3 to grade 5 will be expected to be on their computer online from 9 to 1. They will definitely have breaks in between, but this is the time like their school day. We will start every day with a morning meeting from 9 to 9:20 to set the tone, to strengthen the community building and the community feelings that even if we're not together, we are still together physically, we are still together as a community. And then we have the asynchronous remote day. This is what I mentioned. It's always on day 3. If I want to go to the traditional, it's like the Wednesday, but it could happen on any day. So because if a Wednesday we had something that we couldn't conduct learning or teaching, then it will be the next day. So please follow these days. And as I said, it will be posted to you on a website very clearly. All you have to do is go and check this page every morning. No students on campus during asynchronous remote days, but your child will have assignments to do, weekly assignments or daily assignments to do for that day to submit. And of course, the teachers will be communicating to you the due date of the assignments, when are the assignments due on this. Please note that, again, even for grade 3 and 5, we're taking into consideration screen time. We're trying to see how we can implement as many as possible project-based learning, things to do at home that can strengthen the skills that we are teaching. We, as much as possible, want to try not to have them on the screen, even when we say that it's a synchronous and the screen is open, the teacher is live with them. So I think this is from my side. I will pass it back to you, Mirna, to go over the MYP booklet.
Thank you very much, Maha. Our model is similar to the one that Maha has just explained. The 3 models, I mean, we have the 3 options, and as Maha mentioned, we are going to focus on the virtual model. So in the booklet, you are going to have a look at all three models, please make sure that you click on the audio icon so that you can listen to the explanation. But what we want to focus on today is our virtual model, since this is the model that we will be applying. It's very similar to what we have started last year at the beginning of March. We are planning for a full virtual synchronous experience over 4 days and 1 asynchronous day. So the synchronous days are the days where students have meetings with their teachers online, and this is going to be for 4 days a week. 1 day they would have to actually take some assignments, do them on their own. Again, as Maha mentioned, this is an effort to develop their self-management skills, but also this is to take care of their well-being and to reduce to a certain degree the screen time, hoping that they will take advantage of this day and not spend it all on their laptops. During the synchronous day, students are going to be attending classes from 8:30 to 3:30 p.m. The schedule is going to be tweaked a bit. You will receive more information about this. The asynchronous day can be any day during the week. You will receive information ahead of time as to what day is the asynchronous day this week. We are going to have our pastoral back. We did not have it fully implemented during the spring of last year. So they are going to have 1 hour of pastoral time during the week, and they will be having different types of activities during this pastoral time. We definitely understand that this is a lot of work for the students, for the teachers, and we will try also to manage the amount of homework in the afternoon to make sure that our students do not spend the whole day facing the computer. As I said, you will receive more information with the schedule and with the subject choices. Today, a number of emails is going back home, so please make sure you check your inboxes. Make sure that you fill in the subject choices for your children. And on top of this, you will receive a list of stationery material that the students are going to need for this virtual learning, and some information on how to set up a home learning environment to make sure that we have the setup needed for our students to benefit from this experience. So in brief, this is the virtual model for MYP, grade 6 to 10 students in both programs, MYP and Lebanese. Ms. Kathleen, our DP coordinator, will be talking a bit about the DP program, since it is it's a bit different from the expectations are a bit different for our DP students. I'll pass the floor now to Ms. Kathleen, and again we are waiting for your questions, and we'll see you again on Monday for our Q&A session. Ms. Kathleen.
Good morning, everyone. I don't have the infographics because really I don't think it's so necessary. There are several issues when it comes to the grade 11 and 12. One of the main issues is that these students are being prepared for external exams, and therefore we need to cover the curriculum, which is not within our control. This applies for the Lebanese students as well as the diploma students, the IB students. Until we know that they're not going to have their official exams, we have to assume that they are, and therefore we need to make sure we can cover the curriculum. We do know that there are some modifications, that there will be some, but until we know this, we have to make sure we can cover everything we need to cover. So we will be, for September, we're going to be going virtual, like the rest of the school. We will be operating through Teams as we did before. We are setting up the new teams for the students, and it's really essential that our students are checking their school emails regularly so the teachers will keep them updated with what's going on in their subjects. If it is safe and we are able to do this, we will try to find a way to bring students into school for practical work such as art, perhaps theatre, and for tests. but this will only be done under strict conditions if it's safe to be done. We use a lot of online resources. The students will be given accounts, they will be given links by their teachers, and they need to be ready to get into these resources and to use them. And what is really important for our students is that they are responsible. We need students to be willing to work independently. So if a teacher sets an assignment, it's really, and they will be setting a lot, they need to be able to work independently on the assignments, submit them on time through ManageBack or through the SharePoints that teachers will be setting up. And teachers will be available to support the students all the time. They are very available for everyone. But really, we have to stress the importance on the students taking responsibility. It can be quite, it's going to be a really challenging year for all of us. We are all ready to help, support the students, and we really need the support of the parents as well to help us with the students, to help us get through what we can with the students. We'll be ready to answer any questions you have. Myrna, I believe we have the Q&A sessions on Monday, so we'll be there to answer any questions that you have. But basically for the grade 11 and 12, it's virtual through Teams, and checking emails, working independently, and using the online resources are essential. Thank you. Myrna, shall I hand back to you? So if you want to follow up with the meeting.
Thank you, Ms. Kathleen. Okay, so thank you, ladies. Thank you, Maha. Thank you, Kathleen. Thank you for everyone here. Thank you for those who attended. Again, the recording of the session will be made available to everyone. Make sure you check your emails for the communication sent, and there will be more than one email. If you have any questions, please make sure that you enter these on the form and you join us for our Q&A sessions on Monday. There is one at 11 and one at 5, and there would be one run by Ms. Maha from Mathaf and one run by me from CCC. We will be joined also by our coordinators. So we're hoping that this would help make this start of the academic year a bit more, a bit easier on everyone. Again, on top of this, we will have some orientation sessions per grade level, and you will receive more information about this later on through email. Ms. Maha, any final words?
I just want to say thank you, everyone. Thank you, Myrna. Thank you, everyone who worked behind the scenes. Really, we have, I mean, all this work has been done with teams, and we want to thank them for that. We thank you for your patience. We know right now you have a lot of questions. Please don't get frustrated on your own. As Myrna said, please, we have the form. Please fill it, ask your questions. We're here to support you. Yes, it is going to be a challenging year, but yes, we believe that challenge can push us forward as well. So we are positive. I know it's hard to be positive, but we are positive. We are here for the learning of your children, and we will be up to it. So we hope we can have your trust and your partnership. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.